to turn around real quick and throw this one up too, because baby, let me tell you, y'all was waiting. I appreciate you. I honor you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Did I say that already? What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray. We are reviewing Snowfall, season number 4, episode number 8. Betrayal, bitch. Like, what? But we know what we know already. It just all comes together. What we were speculating fits nicely in a box wrapped with a bow. Yes? Yes, let's get into it. So, the scene opens up with Reed wandering around in the jungle. I don't know what that was. In the jungles of Nicaragua. High as a kite. Can't really focus, so he has to get high again so that he can get it together. When he gets to the camp that he knows with Elsa. Elsa? I think her name is Elsa. Everybody is dead. Everybody is dead. He looking around. Next thing you know, bop, in the back of his head, he gets knocked cold the fuck out. Guess he ain't too CIA-ish. If somebody can walk up behind you with no problem, that's from them drugs. Requiring him to have like a single focus versus what you would normally have, which would be multi-dimension focus, right? Listening, hearing, you can see and smell. Because honey, when we see who it was, I'm getting beside myself, but when we see who it was, we see that she is, they got fireworks. We see that she is dirty. And with her being dirty, you should be able to smell her. Nevertheless, we are at the barbershop. Listen, the story is out. They are reading it, saying, everybody know that this is Franklin Saint. Out to is his daddy and his plug is the CIA. They pan to the back of the barbershop because the barbershop is owned by Man Boy, right? So his office is in the back. And it's him and Khadeja and some people from his crew. And they saying, he said, I still want the plug. The plug is CIA. Do you understand how that means it's a get out of jail free card? That's why he didn't get arrested for that murder. Talking about Kevin's. All of these things. So, Man Boy is really about money. Fuck everything else. It's just that simple. At the bar, the whole crew is upset, going off. Like, you didn't know that Alton was gonna do this? He your father? Like, why didn't you have it more under control? Jerome is going off and worried, and so is Louie. She worried, and they all, what about me, God? That's exactly what they saying. Leon just looking like Leon probably gives 0 fucks because he got a murder of a child on his hands. So, what's one against the other? Like, it's the same thing. Nevertheless, Franklin is fed up. He makes it simple and plain. It ain't your daddy's name in there. You not implicated, it's me. And like always, I'm gonna take care of it. Like I took care of the shit with Kevin. Like I took care of the shit with Kevin. Like I took care of the shit with, and it just escaped my mind. All the shit. And per usual, I'm gonna take care of this shit too. Y'all all worried about you. What about me and what's gonna happen to me? But ain't shit pointing towards you. I'm gonna step in front of the bullet, so pretty much shut the fuck up with your whining asses. Back at the Herald, Irene and her editor going over what she gonna put out as the part 2 of the story, talking about the guns and the money movement or something. And he's like picking apart her whole thing. The assistant comes up with another bottle of champagne, excited, like this is the blah 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 number paper. Not only them, but it's been the news outlets, etc., that have come to, you know, celebrate because we got this story, right? And she's like, it's Corbell, right? I'm with her. If you're gonna send me something, send me some Moet. Send me some I don't know, something. Not no Corbell for back then, which was probably $2.99. Nevertheless, they talk about how the White House and the Pentagon have also been calling, but they have not been responding to their calls because it's a big story that you just put out. Talking about the CIA is bringing drugs into California, into the United States of these Americas. I know you are lying. That is not, we are not funding a war with junk money under Ronald Reagan. Like that's, I didn't went to the left with that, but that's exactly how it played out. That's exactly how I see it. That's exactly what was happening. Then there's a phone call. He comes back. She said, go get us some coffee. He comes back and he's all like, Mr. X is on the phone. I said, I know Saint ain't fucking calling. I mean, I guess he got to take matters into his own hands since Reed ain't nowhere to be found. And he tells her, you only have half of the story. I'm willing to give you the rest of the story. Can we meet? You know, Irene, I mean, yeah, that's her name. Irene, you know, that bitch thinks she bad. So she like, yeah, and probably sets this shit up. She really thinks she the shit. But I guess you have to be a little dangerous and a little reckless when it comes to this kind of stuff. So we at Tonashe's house. We at Tonashe's house. Somebody's in the refrigerator and she's talking. And she says, you know, talking about how much she's been trying and blah, blah, blah. When they pan over to her, this motherfucking man, boy. Do you hear me? We knew that she was a fucking traitor. We knew that she was setting him up. At least I knew it in my spirit. I told y'all, I said, what is it that she wants? This is just so weird and odd. Any other woman who had a man like Franklin would have been using all the money that he had. Oh, I don't want your money. Like playing the role all the way up. This is why these niggas don't be, this is why these dudes don't be trusting like that. Because people get set up all the time. We just seen it twice in just these last couple episodes, which is real life situations. Nevertheless, man boy is sitting there telling her what he wants. She said, I want my money. I want the rest of my money, and I want to be sure that my brother is safe. You promised me that he would be safe. I want out, because see, now it's getting too much heat. What's happening is in the paper. Like, and me being his girlfriend, and they run up in here on us, and I get taken too. Like, that's where her mindset is. I mean, shit. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't even be in the vicinity, because you ain't gonna be able to handle what's happening when you're in the interrogation room. You don't know how to say I don't know nothing 11 times, because you don't know nothing. Anyway, he said, give me the plug first. You owe me the plug. If Franklin finds out, you worried about Franklin? He cocks his gun, points it towards her. You need to redecorate this place anyway, and then shoots a hole in her wall. Gives her a week to figure out how to get him the plug. Period. He said, give me the plug or you and your brother will be dead. You got a week. Back in Nicaragua, I always have a problem with that. Reed is waking up from his blackout. The girl done drug him somewhere, child. He's saying, her name is Elena. Her name is Elena, not Elsa. I called her Elsa, like Frozen last time. He says, take me to Elena. Take me to Elena. She knows who I am. He leans over and Elena is on the ground dead. He starts crying heavily. He hasn't been there for 3 months because he's the one funding providing the guns, and he hadn't had the guns. And he's taken aback by it because he feels responsible because of how shit turned out. Well, back in the States, I don't know his name, the CIA boss dude shows up, but of course he's not there. Gustavo is there and is just sitting there doing whatever he's doing. He goes up to the office and the door is locked. And he was like, it's locked. Well, you don't have a key? You're not my boss? Honey, he pulls the gun to the side and cocks it. Like, nigga, you trying me? I'm not afraid of you. What I will do is shoot you because I don't give a fuck. Then we look down and we see that he is reading the paper. And he sees the news that has been leaked about the CIA funding the drug war. I really feel like the CIA boss man, what is his name? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Was there to kind of save his own ass. To get all the notes and burn all the notes and ruin the operation. Pretty much is what it seems, is what I have deduced, okay? And how I feel. Well, then we see Franklin at the bar waiting to meet Irene. Irene sits down She comes all matter of fact, like she about to find out some information, right? Comes all matter of fact, like she about to know some shit. Pulls out her recorder, starts to hit record, because she ready for, you know, Franklin to spill the beans. Tell me all the information. Franklin tells her, listen, I don't know what you heard, but I'm in real estate. And she says, well, I'm not about to mince words, or I'm not here to play these games with you, or whatever the hell she says. But then he makes it plain for her. It's either you join them or you get destroyed by them, and I figured out a way to have the best of both worlds. Do you want something to happen to Henry or to Jane? You know, and she gets immediately upset. Don't fucking threaten me, Franklin. Like, that's pretty. Don't you threaten me. Whatever the fuck she said. He said, and you think it's me? You think I'm gonna be the one to come after them? Like, let me tell you, it's not me. I'm the low man on the totem pole. You just outed the CIA. My name isn't written in this paper. You just outed the CIA. So yeah, you think I'm the one that's gonna come for you? No ma'am, no sir, no thank you. It will not be me, but they will come. So then we see Alton showing up at the house trying to convince Cissy to, you know, I got these fake passports. So-and-so made these passports and we can go to Cuba. We can go, we can be out of here. She's like, Franklin not gonna go. No, just me and you. She all teary-eyed because it's a lot. It's a lot. So the CIA boss goes back to the warehouse with 2 of his goons. Because, you know, he's like, oh, Gustavo is a problem. Like, this big old Latin dude is a problem. They go into the office looking for evidence and stuff. And I thought to myself, I guess you really must have thought that the dude was dumb. But do you really think that Rita's going to have somebody around that's not going to handle business? Gustavo cleaned that whole place out. Took all the files, all the money, the whole safe, everything, and took it somewhere secure that the boss man don't know. So it's Jerome and Louie talking. And Jerome is telling Louie that he is going to Fatback's funeral. That it's the right thing to do. That I want you to come. But oh, if you don't want to, it's fine. Don't. You just sit up here in your ivory tower. All you want to is fine, or whatever. And you know, they go back and forth for a second, and then they leave. He leaves, and she's like, fuck, this is a lot. Jerome pretty much just wants it to be known, like, I ain't scared. I ain't scared of what's happening in the paper, and I ain't scared of Man-Boy and his crew. It is what it is. I'm going. The end. So, over there in Nicaragua, my back hurts a little bit, y'all. Over there in Nicaragua, Reed tells her how to find the other camp. You know, that's in Costa Rica. How to get there, and then says, you know what, here's this wad of money, it's enough, take this and get you a new life. She looking, you know, and it's funny because normally he speaks fluent Spanish, and now he hardly speaks Spanish. Just a few little things. It don't matter. He leaves the money there. He says, I'm gonna be gone by dawn. So now Tonashe's in a crunch. She's got to figure it out before she die, because she know Man-Boy is a fool. Excuse me. She knows that Drew is a fool, and that she needs to take care of this, needs to handle the business. So she goes in the office and says, is everything okay? You know, because of the CIA stuff that's in the paper. You know, I know that there's a lot of heat on you now, so if there's something that you need from me, that you need me to do, I can do it for you. You know, I appreciate that and your concern as Franklin. I'm so glad that he did not fall for that shit. Like, I'm just like, he's got real blinders for this girl. Like, she was putting it down. I'm gonna put it down. She gonna give it up. Anyway. Oh, I wrote down, pussy makes you have bad judgment, but so does dick. It will cloud your judgment, have you looking through rose-colored glasses and missing the whole situation. For me, what I know is when I start feeling like I'm all into someone, I'm so into you, I take a step back and look at the situation to make sure that I don't have my blinders on, that I'm seeing things clearly and for what they are. I have to take that time for myself because I'm a giver. I love hard when I love. I'm loyal. And I can get immersed in something that may not be good for me. So I always have to take a step back and take a look and say, how is this benefiting me? Is this what I want to do? And I really wanted Franklin to do that. But, you know, because rose-colored glasses, right? The next morning, Reed awakens to find that the girl had gone and she had taken the money. Good for her. There's a knock at the door at Cissy's house. And it is Paul Davis's person. I don't know his name, can't think of his name, but he gives the money back to her and tells her, listen, we don't want it. She said it was a gift. No more. We are not doing business with you anymore. We are severing ties, or he is severing ties with you. So we see sitting in the office, I think the editor and the publisher, the owner of the paper, and Irene, and she said, we can't out a CIA. He says, we can't out a CIA agent, not even his alias. You think we got heat now? Imagine getting a CIA agent killed. How much heat we're gonna have for mentioning their name. Then you know what? In walks their lawyer and the Pentagon. They want to see the editor upstairs by themselves. I think that's the owner that shows up at this time. And they go upstairs, honey. They mean business. So Franklin, Tonashe, Jerome, and Leon go to Fatback's funeral. Dion and the crew was happy that they showed up. Thank you for your support. We blah, 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 right? All the while, sitting across the street, in that car is Black Diamond, Dallas, and Khadeja. This is what, listen, these three bad bitches, okay? These is the gangsters right here. These three ladies are the gangsters, because that's exactly what would happen. You have a funeral for your dead homie, and then the rival set would come and spray that whole funeral. Oh, it could still happen today. Don't let it be no beef. I don't think we got no real beefs happening right now, but just think about that shit. Let's think about it, because it can happen still today. Next thing you know, they start the car, cock the guns, do a straight up drive-by. No nothing covering their faces, no nothing. Spray the whole joint. People who got hit, I think that was Einstein, and I hope that it wasn't, but I think that's Einstein. That was such a short-lived part for him. I really liked him. And then Louie, we see that Louie was hit, and it was such a gut-wrenching scene. Jerome was already walking towards her because she was coming up, right? She had already said she wasn't gonna go, and now here she is. She came, and now she done got shot. Gut-wrenching scene. When I say, oh my God, she was screaming, ah! He was, hold on, baby, hold on, baby. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot of emotion flying in that scene, and as an empath, I felt all of it like it was real, okay? Like them was my people that I was watching that just got shot in the drive-by, child. Cissy shows up in the hospital. Fortunately, Louie is in surgery. They said that she had a 50-50 chance. Franklin said, ask Lee, you know what, keep an eye on Jerome. Let's make sure that he don't go and do nothing stupid like retaliate on Man-Boy and them. So then Leon brings it to his attention like, yo, you do know that that was not Man-Boy, but that was that girl's mother. Over there is Tonashe listening, walks up over and is like, Khadeja. It was Khadeja. Do you want me to find out who the two other girls were in the car? And I'm sitting to myself looking like, you sure is eager. How come he ain't catching how eager you are just to insert yourself all of a sudden? At first it was, I don't want nothing from you, I just like you. And now I'm inserting myself in every fucking thing. I know you fucking lying. I kind of felt like when Leon looked at her, he looked at her like, look at this bitch. Like, he was a little skeptical, kind of like side-eyeing her. I kind of felt like that, but I might have been reading. Well, then you go over to Irene's house and she's packing up her memorabilia, telling Henry to take this stuff because, you know what, while I get off the grid for a little while. I'm all like, She said, I just want to stay here one more night, and then I'm going to go. He offers his home and she says, no, I promised I didn't want to get you guys into this. And so I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. She says she wants to keep them safe, you know, and then he tells her, you know, how, you know, she's like, oh, that's all I got or whatever. All the memories that I have. This is it. After all this time, this is it. And then he kind of reassures her that he's like, she's this great person. Whatever. Listen. Tonashe gets home and she calls Man-Boy to talk about Khadeja showing up and spraying the funeral and to get his sister in line. But listen, one of the things that I caught before it was necessary, that she calls him Drew all the time. Drew this, Drew that. And what I know to be true is that when you dealing with hood niggas, if you ain't family and you ain't fucking them or used to fuck them, you are not calling them by their first name. You are not calling them Drew. You calling them man boy like everybody else. But once you become intimate, whether familiar or relational, you now call them by their name. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know down below in the comments if you don't agree with me on that. Let me know. Man boy says, ooh, Jerome gonna be hot. And then he tells the people, go get the Uzis and the Bataram because Jerome is gonna want to retaliate. So Reed gets back. And what's his face is there? The CIA person. And Reed is like, we need to talk. He was like, yeah, we need to talk. And Reed wants to talk about Nicaragua. But no, the CIA dude is talking about the paper. Back at the hospital, Jerome goes outside and he needs some air. And then Franklin goes and sits next to Cissy and starts talking about how, whose name is Willie Childress, said that that they're severing ties with Paul Davis. And you know, in a nutshell, you know, Franklin is like, it'll blow over. And Cissy's like, we will never be legitimate again. And guess what? Son, I'm moving out of that house. I'm moving out of South Central. I'm getting out of there. He asked with Alton and she said, no, I'm tired of being between the two of y'all. I'm going to choose me and put me first and do the things that I want to do without y'all. He said, just wait, Ma, just wait. You know, you could tell in Cissy's face that what she's not going to do is wait. That she's going to go home and pack up some clothes, just a few things, and probably go to a hotel until she figures out her next move. You can see, like, she's over the whole situation. So then you see Franklin, he meets with Reed. And everybody wants to know how you didn't know that this was what Alton was doing. He was like, you know, and how you didn't know. Like, he was like, it was my dad. You know, I trusted him. That's the thing. That's like, you know, I'm going to be honest. These type of dudes normally trust their mothers before they trust their dads. Because what we all know is that mamas is going to the grave, going to war for the most part, gonna lie, but cuss you out and beat your ass later. Like, we know that to be true. Let me not say all moms, but most moms. I'm a mom. I got a 25-year-old son, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. If he told me, Ma, I need you to say this, I probably would, right? I probably would. But my son is a good child, so that's not even an option. Reed sees the blood on Franklin's shirt and says, is that blood? And he was like, yeah, Louie was shot. You can see that Reed is definitely concerned about Louie. No questions asked. So Reed asked about the reporter. And he said, I talked to her, but it didn't do no help. She is, you can't do no empty threats. He said he'll handle it. And that Franklin is gonna handle his father. So what does that mean, y'all? To me, it means like, I'ma deal with him. I'ma deal with him. Y'all know what I'ma deal with him mean. Franklin said, you know what, I thought that you were gonna cut me loose and we were gonna be done. And Reed said, remember I told you, I'm in this with you. We're in this together. But know that you cannot trust anyone. All people are out to do is to save themselves. If push comes to shove, they're gonna throw you under the bus. The end. It's how do I save me? Y'all know that to be true just in like really everyday life. Think about it at work. Back at the hospital, we find out that Louie is stable, that Cissy is gone. And Tonashe walks up and says, where have you been? I've been looking for you. I've been paging you. He said, oh, I got busy. She shares with him that the two other ladies are Black Diamond and Dallas, that they used to be dancers and now that they are hustlers and they are hella ruthless, that they are dangerous. She then says, but I found out in my snooping that Man Boy is the person looking for your plug. Like that he is very aggressive about it. Then turns around and says, you know, you need to give Drew, make a deal with Drew, and I'm trying to make sure I get it right. Make a deal with Drew, give him the plug, and then he'll be able to get Khadeja to lay low. He said, Drew, huh? He caught it. He caught it. He's no longer Man Boy, he's Drew, which means you know him on an intimate level. You would never call him man boy if you didn't know him on an intimate level. Like that was you could see like the light go on. I rewound it just to make sure that I wasn't tripping. The light clicked. Oh, like, oh yeah, this bitch. You can also see that he was taken aback, like his hand was holding, like he was holding himself, like he was shocked and stunned because, you know, I think he loved that girl. She said, oh, that's what she said. She said that Drew was borderline obsessed, and that's where the Drew name came in. And like I said, the only reason you call a hood nigga by his first name is because he's family or you're intimate with him sexually in some form or fashion. I just really, in this whole little moment, Franklin realizes that she's about herself and that she's like a plant. Like there's something that's not hidden. Like all of a sudden it's just starting to click. Like thinking about probably like how the people have been following him. How do they know where to follow him from or what time to follow him, etc. He tells Leon, go stay with Jerome, make sure he don't do nothing stupid. Tell Peaches to go get the car. Goes and sits with Tonashe and tells her, okay, cool, bet, set it up. Tell Drew, he didn't say man boy. He said, tell Drew I'll make the deal. I got some shit I need to do first, but set it up. So Jerome goes in to see Louie and it breaks him because she's on all kinds of tubes and shit. Breaks him down, like for real. Then you see Reed go to Irene's house, honey, him and Gustavo, and pretty much knocks her out with the same drug in the ear that he did with Gabriel and tells her, listen, tomorrow you'll wake up. Next time you won't. Like, mind your own fucking business. Quit trying to snoop around. But all I think that's going to do is just pique her curiosity even more. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. Is she going to stop? Let me know down below in the comments. Then you see Jerome coming from the room. He looked like he walking like a zombie and shit. You can see like he is visibly hurt. And he tells them, let's go to the projects. Let's go to the office, get the guns, let's go to the project. Of course, Leon tries to stop him, but there is no stopping him. They killed his baby. I mean, they shot his baby. Okay? It's just what it is. Like, y'all know that that's a real emotion. Especially for a street nigga that loves you the way, you know, they married. Anyway, so Tonashe goes straight home. She goes in the house, puts her purse down, grabs her phone, and calls Drew. Immediately. Didn't wait no time. Didn't go pee like you do when you go home. You got to go pee and take your shoes off. No, she went straight for the phone because she just did her job. She tells him Franklin is going to make the deal. So Drew is like, okay, when? He said he going to give me a plug. When? She said, before I set it up, y'all, I want my money. I want the rest of my money, and I want your guarantee, your promise that my brother is going to be fine. On the other end of the phone, you know, man boy is agreeing to it because he money hungry. He all with it. He with the shits. He wants it. I want you to guarantee his safety is what she said. I want my money and I want you to promise me that my bro's safety. And then, so not only that, she shares that Jerome is on his way to the barbershop. So not only, that's really how you know that they must have fucked. Like, number one, here's this information about the plug and with Franklin, and this is what I want. Number two, my nigga, Jerome is coming with the heat. You know, man boy says, oh, it's their funeral, it's cool, it's whatever, because they prepared. Whew. She sits down, takes a deep breath. Sigh of relief, like she just did something and like she could just relax. I knew the nigga was gonna be in the house. I knew that him and Peaches was gonna be in the house. I mean, it was only common sense that he was gonna meet her there. That he was gonna sneak in through the back. Oh, before I go any further, she also said, listen, just stall Khadeja long enough for you to get the plug and then you let her go on. Like she really with the shits. Like she really... Hold on. So, next thing you know, Franklin and Peaches come out. Peaches got his gun pointed at her and says, hey T, how long you been playing me? Talk about egg on your face. Talk about heart dropping. Talk about. what is he going to do? What do you think that he needs to do? Because listen, she has played him from jump. Made him think that she was all in. Like she was nurturing and that she cared for him. Was fucking him the whole time. Probably used to fuck Drew. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these things that she was doing. She was very manipulative. So my question is, what should he be doing? I say he need to shoot the bitch. Dead smack in the face. That's a little ruthless, but the fact of the matter is, that's some serious betrayal. Y'all, again, that last 8 minutes coming with the heat. That last 8 minutes, but we knew that was going to happen with Tonashe. We knew, at least I know, I felt like I thought she was a traitor. I didn't know why. I didn't understand what she was there for. I don't know. I think one of y'all said that she worked for Drew. I think one of y'all said she worked for Manboy, but I knew she wasn't supposed to be there. I knew that much. Okay? Y'all let me know what you think, what y'all thought about this episode down below in the comments. Listen, I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you so much for watching my review of Snowfall Season 4, Episode 8, Betrayal. If it's your first time visiting my channel, don't betray me. Click the subscribe button. Become a ray of sunshine. Be part of my family. You're right there. There's a notification bell. Click all so you're alerted of all the videos I upload moving forward. Hit the like button and share it because there's not enough people talking about Snowfall. Not enough people. Let me say this. It's not enough people from LA who were born and raised in LA during the time period of the war on drugs that lived it. That know some shit. Send them to me. I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you. Even if you don't know what that is for yourself, hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.